Met with Mike Logic and Ideal. What up, y'all?
Swish! What's going on, y'all? This is the All Net Podcast. I'm Ideal, joined alongside a happy Mike Logic, and this is the Chicago Bulls versus the Boston Celtics wrap-up. Boston Celtics travel to Chicago to face the Bulls and lose 121-107. Chicago becomes out victorious. How you feeling tonight, Michael?
Jubilant. Very, very, very happy. Chicago, that is the Bulls squad that you thought you had. I'm super excited to talk about it. Welcome to the All Net Podcast.
On that podcast, we keep doing it. Shout out to our people out there, our sponsors holding us down. Shot Native Entertainment, True Chicago Sports Fans, and 606 Media. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow all of those entities in their own right. Chicago Bulls, man, one of the things I touched on in our pregame little video had me do real quick, Mike, was I wanted to see how they would come out today. And it looked like from the beginning, everyone bought in. They were locked in, most importantly, on the defensive end. So I want to speak a little to that. What were your thoughts about how they started the game off?
You know, as much as everybody wants to flame Billy Donovan for not having him prepared, not having the team prepared for those last couple games, they were definitely prepared and locked in for this game. So you got to give Billy his roses if you're gonna, if you're gonna give him the guff. There has to be a balance, and I thought Billy Donovan had a great game plan, and the Bulls were ready. The Bulls were ready to bounce back.
And that was something I kind of thought they were going to do, just given the fact that the level of caliber, their level was, Boston Celtics are a perennial Eastern Conference finalist, one of the, always every year. They think that they're going to be there.
They're one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now.
Yeah, they started out the season 13-3. The Bulls drop them to 13-4 tonight.
Take that out, Boston.
Yeah, the Chicago Bulls turned to 7-10 on the season with a spirited effort from the United Center. It was rocking the night. As you can see, a lot of entertainment going on. The Bulls jump out a 5-point lead, as you see at the end of the first quarter, and they actually went on a run to extend that as well in the second. Just overall, great effort.
I thought the Boston Celtics played really sloppy, and some of that was due to the defensive intensity that the Bulls were showing.
Yeah, there was one mention I had seen earlier. They're like, is Boston just not engaged in wanting to get in this game like that? And I was like, actually, I think it's just more the effort the Bulls are giving that's causing Boston Celtics issues. And this is something I've spoken to you many a times. I kid Mike all the time about his love for Boston.
Jason Tatum's a fantastic player.
Yeah, and he finished with 28 points, so did DeRozan. But the thing is, I think the Bulls match up well with Boston, where I'm not afraid of them. You are, for some reason. But the last game they played back in about 2 weeks ago, they lost, 119-123. It was a close game as well, and that was in Boston. You saw what happened. I think there was one of the statisticians that mentioned that this is only the second time Boston has lost like a regular season game of some sorts, and it's to a team. And I think, and guess what team that is? The Bulls. Yep.
The Bulls. Yeah. I totally agree with you. I think the Bulls and Boston Celtics are kind of made up of the same parts. Like Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, your excellent backcourt, right? And then you got your center play. Vooch is definitely a better player than Al Horford. No doubt about it.
Tonight, Al Horford had a rough night. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. I think he went 0 for everything tonight.
And he had to guard Vooch too. So, shout out to Vooch. Shout out to the Bulls. I want to touch on this. Shout out to the Bulls for taking advantage of the mismatches they have. Grant Williams cannot guard Vucevic. Jaylen Brown, when he gets switched on him, cannot guard Vooch. And Al Horford, like we just talked about, had his hands full. And last show, we were talking about simplifying the offense. If you see a mismatch with Vooch, first of all, I think the ball should be going to Vooch a whole lot more. I like when the offense is running through Vooch. It eliminates the over-dribbling. And Vooch is an excellent passer. As we've talked about many times, he makes very, very good decisions with the basketball, and he can score. He showed you that fadeaway little step back on Al Horford. He's got an assortment of weapons offensively, and he's a very, very talented player when you run the ball and you run the offense through him.
One of the other key notes that I touched on in our pregame mention was I wanted to see how Zach LaVine was going to bounce back today.
Yeah.
Overall,
probably the headline of this game.
Yeah, and I think he did a phenomenal job. It was not the greatest of shooting nights for him, and he's still, I think sometimes he Mike Logic sends me sometimes when we're watching these games, and he's like low IQ.
Low IQ. Some of those step back threes just not needed. Zach forces his offense. There was an offensive foul on him because he had his head down trying to drive through two people, and he just continues to do this.
You're talking near the end of the game?
I think that was in the beginning of the game. But he continues to force his offense. But I think that's what you're going to get with Zach LaVine. You're going to get the good and the bad. And tonight, a whole lot more good. And
the most important thing I think you could agree on, it looked like he was committed on the defensive end.
He took that benching personally. I did not like how he handled it in the press, talking about how he thought he should have been out there.
Absolutely tone deaf.
Nobody besides him thought he should be out there. And at that point, like, I don't think that's reflective of a good leader.
Absolutely not.
I think that's the point where you just say, hey, I was cheeks tonight, as Jordan Cruz will always say. Zach was cheeks. I was cheeks tonight. I understood why Billy sat me. I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to get back in practice, and you're going to see a much better effort from me next game. But, yeah, I was ass tonight. That's it, Zach. That's a leader. Or, that's what that's what you would expect from a leader. But you don't want this me guy, like, I have to be in the game. It doesn't matter if I'm shooting 1 for 14. I can still. How are you going to help the team win if you can't shoot?
How you doing, Griffin? Thank you for checking in. What were your thoughts tonight on the game? I think a couple more people probably walked off of that ledge that they were on. It's going to be up and down with the Bulls. They do snap a 4-game losing streak, defeating the Boston Celtics 121-107. And like I mentioned earlier, spirited effort. I was thoroughly enjoyed what I watched. I enjoyed that one time Jaylen Brown was going behind his back, little fumble on him. Like, you done messed up now. Because your boy, the pizza man Caruso, is going to be on the floor. I loved it. I love it.
So I stay on Pat Williams' watch.
Absolutely, Griffin and Mike Logic as well. P will look great tonight.
I stay on Pat Williams' watch.
What were your thoughts on tonight's performance, Mike?
So I thought it was a good omen when Pat Will started the game with the first 3 field goal attempts, and they were all threes, because his job should be, if he's open, he has to shoot the shot and knock down the shot. But regardless, he has to shoot the shot. And he was open, and they were kicking it out to him, and he had no fear. He shot the ball, and he went 3 for 4 from the 3 tonight. 17 points overall. Great play. He was aggressive to the basket. You could talk about the one thing that we didn't like.
What was that?
When he got the rebound, and he passed,
why are you passing it for the
Why are you passing it to Vucevic?
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. That's a chance for you to run.
I feel like he just gets nervous sometimes.
I'm not giving it up to a big.
No way am I giving
it up the glass.
I'm not giving that ball to Vucevic to bring up the court. No way.
No, not at all.
But overall, I thought it was an excellent effort.
Patrick Williams is one of the players on the Bulls that I feel like I'm never too afraid of the Celtics, because the simple fact, he's not going to be a complete eraser. But I feel like just his length and his athletic ability to match up on the wing with Brown or Tatum. He spent most of his night on Tatum. Mm-hmm. It's a luxury to have.
Yeah, and Tatum had 28 points, but I still thought Pat Will did a really good job, disrupting him as much as he can. Tatum is an MVP candidate year after year, as of late. So you're not gonna completely shut down Tatum, but I thought Pat Will did an excellent job. He played tough defense on him. Tatum's he's a great scorer. He's a great player. Future Hall of Famer. Future champion.
He's not a future champion. The Boston Celtics will never win a championship. You got my word here. As long as Brown and Tatum together, they won't. I honestly just feel that confident. I feel they're both great individual players, but I feel like maybe you got 2 1Bs. Not enough 1As.
Wow. That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Speaking of hot, the Chicago Bulls go for almost 50% from the 3-point line tonight, 14 of 29.
Damn, Kobe.
Boston, man, they love them some 3-pointers.
Oh, do they?
They jacked up 53s. I guess that's what, if you're watching the game live, a lot of the announcers alluded to that they will take a lot of threes and they will shoot themselves out of games and shoot themselves in the games, and that's why Mike Logic had a little pause. His booty cheeks clenched up with about 8 minutes in the fourth.
The sphincter tightened up, for sure. Jaylen Brown was definitely cooking a little bit.
Ooh, Malcolm Brogdon.
Yes, thank you. Because I wanted to bring up Malcolm Brogdon. He's such a luxury to bring off the bench for them. Like, if you're bringing Malcolm Brogdon off your bench, you have an excellent squad, because he is a starter on 29, 30 different other teams, man. I love Malcolm Brogdon. And I thought it was a great trade for the Celtics. So I thought Malcolm Brogdon played really well. Jaylen Brown,
Griffin saying Brown was eating Ayo's food in the second half.
Yeah. And it seemed like when the Bulls were really going to pull away, Jaylen Brown was there for the Celtics to kind of get them back within striking distance. But, I mean, the Bulls pretty much had this game locked up, double digits for most of the second half.
Great all-around team effort. DeMar DeRozan leads the Bulls with 28 points in 35 minutes.
From the three.
Grabbing 8 boards, which is always good from your three. Then you got Levine pacing him with 22 points on 31 minutes. And as we mentioned, Patrick Williams, 17 points, 26 minutes.
Gotta get love to Drummond.
Drummond was tough out there. He was cleaning the glass. Griffin says Vooch has been most consistent this year, and he's showing max effort on the boards. And I was going to parlay and springboard it into Drummond. What did you see tonight that you liked from him?
13 minutes played, 12 rebounds.
That's a pretty good clip.
Tristan Thompson ain't doing that for you.
No, he's not.
Tony Bradley ain't doing that for you. Bulls are very lucky to have Andre Drummond. And I know people weren't thrilled. They're like, yeah, that's just a guy. But Andre Drummond is a great piece off your bench who can slide into the starting role if he needs to.
In an emergency?
Yeah.
I thought Kobe White had a lot of bounce to his legs today. He looked a little fresher, finished with 9 points in 14 minutes.
Let's look at the 3-point. One for 6, though.
1 for 6? But I was
He's going to get it back.
I like that he was aggressive in attacking the rim. There was a couple big moments in the game where he was able to identify the mismatch he had, footwork-wise, drove into the lane.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Ayo all game with the finishes near the rim.
Yeah.
Just the underneath scoops and finishing with his right hand on the other side.
That's a big 10 points. That's a big 10 points he had.
It was. It seemed like he had a lot more. It's just, I guess, he's one of your, Dosunmu's going to be one of your premier defenders as well as Williams, and I think
he played tough. I know that tough. Griffin was saying that Jaylen Brown's going to eat a lot of people's lunches, though, man. Just like we're talking about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, one of the best backcourts in all basketball.
I see Griffin's booty cheeks probably clenched up, too, in an 0-8 run to start the fourth was scary. They were knocking down those threes. Griffin chiming in about Drummond has the lowest free throw percentage in NBA history, but he does his job. Boards and paint presence, good pickup. Don't want him starting, though.
I feel like Drummond has really improved his free throws, though. They even look better.
We definitely don't want – they do. We definitely don't want him starting, but in a pinch, you can get by with Drummond for a couple games in the lineup. That way, clear the bench, clear a little minutes for my boy Simonovic.
But I'm really digging what we've seen from Vooch this season, and I hope it continues. And I really hope, ideal, that they do run the offense through him a lot more.
It's an advantage. Not a lot of teams are built that way in order to play through the post, and especially when you have a big man that is a good passer and a willing passer. There's still some times, Mike, where offensively, I just feel like it's taking too long for them to get into their sets.
Which is why you get the ball to Vooch. And you stop the over dribbling. You get people moving on the backside. That's what I like, too. When Vooch has the ball.
You like that movement on the backside, huh?
This is a basketball podcast, Ideal. Save that shit for Shy Native Radio.
Tomorrow.
But you get what I'm saying, though. You have movement without the basketball. You don't have people standing around on the perimeter. And shout out Javonte Green. Javonte Green might be my favorite Bulls player right now.
Really?
I love what Javonte Green gives his squad. Always that shot in the arm. As soon as he gets in the game, it's just like the energy level picks up. He's all over. He's got a ball for the nose, or nose for the ball.
He's got a ball for a nose.
He's got a nose for the ball. He's always giving maximum effort, and he's always lifting this squad up. He doesn't have to score a lot of points, but he's moving without the ball. He just makes those plays that revitalize and energize your squad. And the Bulls are very, very lucky to have this man. And like I said, probably one of my favorite Bulls players right now.
Did you know this, Mike? This was the first time the Bulls led after a first quarter in exactly 2 weeks. The last time they did was November 7th when they beat the Toronto Raptors, the UC.
Well, bottle this shit up, please. Bottle this play up, because this is exactly what we thought you guys were going to be. This is what we were hoping for, because lately the Bulls fever, has died down a little bit. I was walking around work today, and people were coming up to me asking, do I think the Bulls...
They want to know if you got the answers.
They want answers. I don't have answers. But tonight, the Bulls answered the call, and they beat one of the best teams in the league. It shows you what they can do, but they have to play like this consistently.
Any other thoughts that jumped out to you tonight?
I mean, this is... The Bulls have a tough schedule coming up.
Ooh, the next 6 on Wednesday, they travel to Boston, Milwaukee.
Yeah, they play Giannis and company.
Giannis. That'll be always a good, quick little trip, though, right before Thanksgiving. Not too bad, I guess. You just drive up the I-94 North and head on about an hour. And
just don't get your ass kicked by the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Come out just like you did tonight. You already know that Milwaukee is going to bring it. So y'all just be ready. Make Billy look good. And then they play OKC on Friday night.
Shai Gilgeous.
I worry about teams like that.
The younger teams.
The trap games, like we just saw with the Orlando Magic. And I was pissed for 2 days after that. I didn't go crazy when we were on here talking about the Magic game, but I was stewing for 2 days. So I'm glad we got to see the Bulls basically come back with an excellent effort tonight and get a win against a very tough
You could argue
squad.
They made it look rather easy tonight.
I don't know if you saw my post. Stomp them out and leave no doubt. They left no doubt. They were the better squad tonight.
Oh, man, Marcus Smart is always out there just getting into entanglements, I guess, of some sorts of the basketball sorts. Just always.
He got a foul. He made Io draw a foul offensively. Marcus Smart's
he's an irritant.
He's an irritant, but he's an excellent, very high IQ defensive basketball player who can score because he did that in college. He can shoot the three a little bit. He can get to the basket a little bit, but he is a gem on defense, and he's a pain in the ass. But if he's on your squad, you love him.
I don't know if you've seen this earlier. Some Alonzo Ball updates. The have been sort of few and far in between, and not super encouraging, per ESPN reporter Jamal Collier.
Lonzo, where you at, dog?
So Bulls just kind of keep it together. You're joining us tonight. The Chicago Bulls defeat the Boston Celtics 121-107 at the United Center. It was an overall spirited effort tonight.
Thank you. You restored our faith in you.
Griffin's asking, did DJJ play tonight?
I don't remember seeing Derrick Jones Jr. at all.
I don't think he had any contributions on the stat line, at least. We can see that.
And I don't know if you can talk about this at all because I'm trying to figure out still why Javonte Green didn't play to the third. Now, there was talks that Billy wanted to reward DJ for how he's been playing. But as I heard it, Javonte was kind of banged up. And Billy didn't know if Javonte was going to play. But eventually he's like, I can't take any more of this shit. Javonte, get in there. Did you hear any of that?
I have not heard any rumblings of that sort, Michael.
I mean,
news to me.
It's a moot point now. But I was definitely wondering, like I think a lot of Bulls fans were, why did it take 2 quarters before Billy Donovan decided to put
Griffin's not a fan of the rotations from Billy. He's saying
that's one of the things we talked about. Rotations. Yeah. But another thing we talked about, Griff, is Billy's doing with what he has. You know, he's doing the best with what he has. So today, Billy Donovan gets a pass because I think he had an excellent game plan. They saw the mismatches. They stuck with getting the ball to Vooch in the post, and they were successful in part because of it. So Billy gets to see another day.
I don't think the calls for Billy's job are coming that soon, Mike, but it's always
the fans are out there with the pitchforks.
Well, fans is short for fanatic, and most of them don't have a lot of sense, and I hate to say it, most of them never really played the game probably higher than a junior high school team or local park team, just like on every Sunday we have.
We're talking to you guys, right? We're talking to you. Yeah, you.
Highest levels over here.
Griffin says we got lucky. Boston missed so many threes.
There weren't a lot of wide open threes either.
They played sloppy,
other than old boy Horford's threes. He had a couple of wide open looks, but a lot of them were contested, and it's just one of those nights. And it's funny how when you're on the road, that them shots don't drop as easily as they do. And You got to remember the last time one of those 13 wins, the Boston Celtics, it was us 2 weeks ago, and it was only about 4. The Bulls played them tough. They were a little short change that night as well. So I just think the Bulls match up great with Boston, and I don't fear them like that. But I guess if it came to a 7-game series, I think ultimately they would probably take them out, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I
would say the Boston Celtics are probably.
Oh, okay.
It just
because I like to see this anyways. I would like it to get to that point, because that's the way the Bulls are trending right now. They're going to be, at the back of the pack as far as
back of the pack and the back of the act.
Back of the pack as far as making the playoffs or being a playing squad. Hopefully we hope the play picks up and the wins keep coming and you don't have to worry about the playing or anything like that. But Boston in the playoffs definitely gives me pause.
You're tuned in to the All Net podcast with Ideal, and Mike Logic is over there paused and he's looking into his future crystal ball. So we might as well jump ahead. What are your thoughts on the Milwaukee Bucks?
I hate this part. I say the Bulls go into Milwaukee on Wednesday and they get another win. They're feeling really good off this win. Things were clicking out there, Ideal. I'm hoping that they bring that with them into Milwaukee. I'm going to say the Bulls win against the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Friday.
I didn't ask you that. I'm driving. I see Wesley Matthews is out with a hamstring. Chris Middleton's out with a wrist. And Joe Ingles out with a knee.
Yeah.
Just for the Bulls, you got Lonzo. So it could be an interesting matchup. We'll see. Maybe Milwaukee's just getting high off their morals and their victories, and they just want to get to Turkey Day, and the Bulls could sneak one out over there. We'll check that one out. And since you brought it up Friday against the Thunders, what's your thoughts?
Bulls win.
Bulls win.
Bulls win. Shea Gilgeous probably get close to 30, but it's not going to be enough. Bulls win. It's not going to matter enough, I should say.
I agree with Griffin saying Lonzo makes the Bulls a top 3 team in the East. It's something they miss. I just remember when he was out there, the Bulls, they would get at least 5 to 10 easy offensively, just him pushing the ball forward, his beautiful passing, or just the defensive way he would get in the lanes and cause tips. And those would turn into easy buckets as well. That was like 5 to 10 a game.
And he opened things up too on the perimeter.
With his ability to knock down the three.
Yeah, he allowed for driving lanes for DeMar and Zach.
We just can't keep sitting here pining for him. When he comes back, he'll come back. I also, before we get up out of here, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your Los Angeles Lakers. And the last man has been playing pretty great the last 3 games, 35 points a game, 17 rebounds. Lakers are 3-0 in that stretch.
Future Chicago Bull Anthony Davis.
Would you trade Vooch, Kobe White, and what was the other piece? Was it DJ?
Was it Pat Will or?
No, it wasn't Pat Will.
DJ
no, it was Caruso.
Sure. Yeah.
For Anthony Davis.
Yeah, if he's playing like this and he's healthy, but that's a big
big if.
That's a 6'11" if.
I wouldn't bet the house on that one.
Would you do it? I think you would.
For me, just given the fact I think you've reached a critical point in this certain iteration of the Chicago Bulls, and there might be a ceiling to where this team could eventually go. And especially if you're not going to re-sign Kobe in the offseason because he declined his 5th-year option, or was it 4th? His option. You declined his option. And you're probably not going to give big bucks to Vooch. I would probably entertain that thought. But you know what? You know what you're getting back. At some point, that guy is going to go down, and it's not going to be good. Yeah,
that's the only thing that makes me hesitant to do it. Otherwise, I'd say, yeah, pull the trigger on that one.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in. This has been the All Net Podcast. We want to wish you guys a happy holidays coming up, and make sure you enjoy yourself. If you can, enjoy it with friends and families, and just make great memories.
Yeah, guys, definitely enjoy your holiday. Friends and family, very important. It's a great holiday to spend with those you love. So definitely enjoy it from all of us at the All Net Podcast.
Yes, we want to thank our sponsors, Shine Native Entertainment, as well as True Chicago Sports Fans, 606 Media. On behalf of Mike Logic, I'm Ideal. Till next time, y'all be good, y'all be safe. Hit him with the tagline, Mike.
Swish.
All net. All net. All net. What up, y'all?